Oh man, we've got a lot of catching up to do. Hello and welcome back to my channel where I make videos about knitting and knitting patterns and sometimes other crafts on the internet. So thank you so much for being here. I am coming at you all today with a traditional podcast for knitting, so I'll show you what I finished recently, mostly knitting wise, but I do have one spin project. I'll show you what I am currently working on, and then I have a lot of acquisitions this month because I was at Flock Fiber Festival in Seattle, so it's going to be a little heavy on that. I also have some life updates for y'all and some updates to this channel, so I think it's going to be kind of a long one, so settle in, grab some knitting, grab a drink. I'm excited to get through this all with you, or not get through it, but like talk through it all. So before we jump in, I just want to acknowledge I have not made a video in like 3 weeks. I've just been really busy with end of summer things. I was at a wedding, I was in Seattle, getting ready to go to school, so I haven't been here for a while, and so I feel slightly rusty. So I think I'll settle back in, but just, I don't know, want to say that. I also am slightly stuffy, so I'm really sorry if you can hear that in my voice. I'm going to try to cut out any parts that seem especially bad, but sorry, allergies in Colorado right now are really bad. So, all right, let's start talking about all the stuff that I have to talk about today. First, in finished objects, I have, how many finished objects do I have? I have 4 knit finished objects. One was a finished object in the last video, but I can finally show you a picture of it. One I can't show you anything of because it's a sample knit for a collection that hasn't come out yet. And then 2 I'll show you. So the first one, quickly, last podcast I told you that I had been working on the Front Porch Socks, which is a pattern by Lindsay Fowler. It's in the 52 Weeks of Socks book. And I was making them for Apothecary Fiber Co., who I love her. She's a great dyer, and she did a collection called The Gilded Hunt, which was all about, inspired by these tapestries of unicorns that there's a lot of them in the Met and other art museums, but they were made mostly in medieval times and, yeah, depict hunting unicorns. And so I sample knit the colors, or the colorways, Unicorn Grove and Unicorn Tears into these socks. And so here is what they look like. Courtney had the collection come out. It's closed now, but I think that she frequently reopens things and is sometimes open to custom orders. So if you really love these colorways, you may be able to see them again soon. Just make sure that you're following her. And you may be able to snag them for yourself. But it was such a joy to work with Courtney, and these colors were so cool. Like, it's so fun working with sample knits because this dark green of the Unicorn Grove colorway is really not normally my thing at all. I'm very much like a light colored girly, as evidenced by the sweater I'm currently wearing, which, by the way, this is the Friday Slipover V-neck by Petite Knit. It's a very hacked version though. I used none of the stitch counts because I worked it very off gauge. I also wanted the neckline to be a little higher up and the armholes to not go down as much. So it's very different from that pattern, but it is like the same, stitch pattern, which is just broken rib. But yeah, it's in very light colors. This is Joshua Tree Suri from Explorer Knits, and drops kid silk. No, it's drops brushed alpaca silk in the neckline, in the color powder pink, I think it is. And yeah, I love it. It's very light. So these are my typical colors. The Gilded Hunt socks were very dark for me, but it was so fun to get to work with these colors because there is such with these moodier colors, there's so much depth to the color, and I really enjoy seeing that come through. I still don't think I'd wear the colors as much, but it's really fun to knit with them. So that was really enjoyable, and I always love getting to work with hand dyers that I enjoy personally. So that was great. I also finished the Sylvie sweater, which is a WIP in my last video. It's by Gregoria Fibers. It's a beautiful sweater. Here's a picture of what that sweater looks like. I was making it for Pasley Knits, and it's for a collection that's not out yet. It'll be out in the fall. She's starting to tease it, but I'm just not going to say anything about the collection just in case she's not ready, but it is her fall collection, and it was so beautiful. I'm so excited for you guys to see the colorways, and I want to see like the whole collection. So that will, hopefully next podcast I can show you it, but yeah, that'll come out soon. Then my next finished object that I have with me was such a fun little palette cleanser. I think I actually made it like while I was working on the Sylvie sweater, and it is, oh, it's got some plant matter on it. You'll know why in a sec, but it is this little pouch. So this is the gingham pouch. This is by Saskia & Co., who used to be the Petite Knitter, and I made it with just some yarn I had in my stash. It uses so little yarn. It's the Salty Blonde Fine Fibers. Ryan, I love her. Her base Dulce fingering, which she no longer carries, but she has very similar bases. It's just a fingering weight. It was 100% superwash fingering weight, but now her Zoc base is pretty similar, and the colors are Truffles, which is the brown, and Chartreuse with Envy is this green. And I wanted this little pouch for garden harvests. I have a garden for the first time ever, really, like at least on my own. Like as a kid we had a little strawberry patch, but a garden I'm in control of, and so I'm growing cucumbers and beets and carrots and marigolds, which I think I'm going to use to dye yarn. Right now they're just keeping pests away, but I want to take some and try to naturally dye some yarn. So marigolds, melons, I'm growing little mini cantaloupes, and then a bunch of tomatoes and some herbs. And so I wanted a little pouch to harvest everything. Oh, and I also have a blackberry bush, a raspberry bush, and a strawberry patch. And so lovely. I've really been enjoying gardening, and I wanted a little pouch to be able to harvest things with. This was from my summer knitting plans, and so I'm happy I completed it, and it is so cute. It's like the perfect size. I think I didn't really follow the gauge or anything. I just knit what I wanted it to be. I followed, the chart and how to, attach the things, but I don't know if this is the size it's supposed to be. It might be bigger, it might be smaller, but it works for me. And so you can see it's like a flat garter bottom, which is nice and stretchy, so you can fit a lot in here, and then picked up for my color work. And this project took me like a day, so I highly recommend doing it. It's really fun, it's really cute. Yeah, if you need a little pouch for anything, this one, it's so cute. So yeah, that's the gingham pouch, which was super fun to work on. And then I completed these socks. So these are the Sunny Side Up socks by Summer Lee. They're in her sock project book, and I wanted to use this advent. This is a summer advent I got a long time ago. It is by the Scranton Stitcher, who I got to meet at Flock. She was so nice, and I got to show her these socks. It was awesome. But so it's the Scranton Stitcher. She did an advent in 2023, the summer of 2023, called Summer at the Shack, and it was inspired by the show Gravity Falls. And so my boyfriend and I love that show. So he got me the advent. It was 13 skeins leading up to, I think it was like the last day of summer you were supposed to open them towards. And so it was really fun to do that and kind of celebrate the end of summer, which is typically a season I hate, but it's nice to have things to reflect on that are nice about it, like these fun shows and getting outside and water. So it was really fun. When I was opening it, Noah and I kept guessing the colors, or I'd show him a color each day and he'd try to guess what it was inspired by, and he was pretty good at it. So that was really fun. I can tell you, so the first color is called Gnomes. The second is called The Journal. The third is called Tentative Telepathy, which is a Gideon-inspired colorway. This one is called Pine Tree, which is inspired by Dipper. This is Shooting Star, which is Mabel. This is Jack-O-Melons. This is It Works for Pigs. There's a pig in the show. This is Pacifica. What is Pacifica's last name? Manor. It's like Northwood Manor, I think. This is really testing me. Oh man, I don't remember what this one is, but it's inspired by, I don't remember. I'll put it in. I'll tell you what this one is. And then this one is the Stano War. So very fun. There were 3 colors I had to omit just because they were too white, and they were also really pretty colors. So yeah, it was really fun. And then the background color I used is from a local dyer. It's Tippy Tree Yarns. It's a great base and I love it. The colorway is called Allergic to Color, which is super cute. And I think it's perfect for colorwork socks like this. I really like socks where you do different fun little variegated minis, because I have a lot of fun variegated minis and there's so many patterns where I can plug that in. I kind of want to do like a bat one. Stone Knits has a great bat pattern. And so it'd be really fun for Halloween to like do a bunch of different colored bats and use just like this black and white speckled background is perfect for that. So yeah, I really enjoyed working on these. They took me forever because I was just working on them in between things. I did start them as part of my like Gravity Falls rewatch. I tend to rewatch that show like once a year, and so I started them while I was watching the show, but then just was working on other things, and so didn't actually finish them until I was in Seattle. I had one done before I left, but didn't finish the second till I was in Seattle, and I fully finished that sock during my trip, and actually had to wind up some yarn before I left to have something to knit on the plane. So yeah, these were super enjoyable. It took me a month-ish just picking them up as and when, and yeah, they're so cute. I'm so happy they're done. And I can wear them now. I love a really bright colored sock. It brings a lot of joy when I'm looking at my feet or something and I'm like, oh, look at that little pink. That's so fun. So those are my finished objects knit-wise. I finished some spinning though, and so I know not everyone cares about spinning. So I'll make this quick, but I'm really, really proud of this spin. So I want to show you. This is, I put the label of the fiber onto my finished skein so I can remember what it is. So it's from Little Fiber Co. It is 100% American Rambouillet, and it is the colorway Snowshine. And the base is so soft. I've learned I love Rambouillet. And then the yarn, the colorways are beautiful, and I'm really proud of the spin. Like, I'll try to get you a close-up of, like, it's overall really, really even. I feel like I applied it very well. It's pretty consistent. There's, some spots where, like, this one's a little fluffier than others, and it's hand spun. It's not like fully perfect, but I think overall, like, it's really well done and the colors are beautiful and I'm so excited to work with it. So it ended up being a worsted weight. It's kind of interesting. Like, there's of course spots where it's a sport. There's spots where it's maybe a little heavier, but overall it's worsted. Well, I ended up with like this big skein and then a little tiny skein. And so in my main skein, which is this, I have 212 grams because I applied 2 together. So I spun 1 whole braid and then spun 1 whole braid and then applied the 2 together. And so I have 212 grams in this guy and 346 yards. And then I made another one which has 18 grams and 35 yards. So yeah, it ends up being about a worsted. When I check the wraps per inch, it felt closer to a sport. But I think that's just, I'm not good at checking the wraps per inch. I might be pulling it too tight as I'm doing it. So I'm still refining that. And there's probably spots where it is a sport. But yeah, that's my worsted weight skein. I think it's so pretty. I am so proud of it. And I did get yarn to work with it at Flock. So I'm really excited about that. So there we go. Those are the acquisitions. Or no, those are the finished objects. I have 4 WIPs currently. I will say one of my WIPs is my triangulum blanket, which I've shown before, and nothing new has happened with it. So I'm just acknowledging it's still on the needles, but we're gonna move right along. So the first WIP I'll talk to you about is my flower sweater, which I was working on this in January and February, and then I just had a lot of different sample knits come up and other projects, and so I put it down. I needed to focus on other things. But I finally picked it back up, and I'm so excited that I did. It's been so fun to work on, and I'm pretty close to finishing it, which is awesome. So here, let me get it the right direction. So here's how it's looking. I have 2 sleeves completed, and then I have my body pretty close to done as well. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really loving it. I think it's gorgeous. I think, like, yeah, when you get close, it's not a very great fade. Like, there's definitely clear lines, but once you're like back here, I feel like it does fade quite well, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that is really awesome. I'm like just really stoked that it looks so good, and I love the pattern. I got some fiber that it was a pre-order, but I got fiber to spin up to make another sample that'll be like pink and green. I still need to get the green. I'm just gonna get yarn for the green, but the background will be like a hand spun pink in my next sample, because I think it'll be fun to have like this kind of moody, more wintry version, and then have like a really fun pink and green, bright, springy version. But yeah, this version's going great. I'm really enjoying it. And we're getting close. So I am designing this. I used a colorwork chart from the book Knitonomy, which is a really great resource. You're, allowed to design with it and sell patterns based off of it. But it is called the mustard chart, because this is based on a mustard flower. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying the design process of it. It's been really fun. I think it's been smooth. I mean, for one size, it's been smooth. We'll see how it goes for 10 or for 9 sizes, but so far we're good there. And then I'm using my Advent from 2024. This is the Zakami Yarns Organic DK base, and they had a 2024 Advent that was inspired by the theme of belonging. And so it's meant to be a fade Advent. I did have to remove a fair amount of colors. It had 24 mini skeins, and I did not need 24 mini skeins of yarn. And so kind of had to change around the order a little bit. So that's part of why it's not as smooth of a fade as it would be if I'd knit with all of the colors. But in order to get kind of the full range, I had to cut a few out. But I'm happy with how that's turning out. And then I also am using Blue Sky Fibers Woolstok worsted in the color Midnight Sea for the contrast color. So yeah, that's about this. So all I can say about this sweater. I'm gonna finish it and not be able to like actually wear it for 2 or 3 months. I think I'll finish it like by beginning of September at the latest. And then yeah, not really get to wear it till maybe October, but probably November. So that's okay. I have AC in my house, at least. I'll be able to like model it, take some pictures, make sure it fits well. And then it'll get its first outing around then. But yeah, it's been really fun to work on in the summer, actually. Like, it's kind of nice to work on really woolly sweaters in the summer, because then I just have them once winter comes along, and I can pretend it's winter, because summer's not my season. So yeah, that's been enjoyable. My next WIP is the Doppio sweater, which I've been working on this with 2 friends. One of my friends already finished hers, and then my other friend, she's using the Doppio to kind of learn how to knit. It's her first knitting project ever, and she's doing amazing. I mean, she's done like, swatches and stuff and like practice things to learn knit stitches and increases and decreases and everything, but like this is her first knitting project, and she's doing amazing, and we're having a great time. And so this is where I am in my doppio. I just started the ribbing for the body, which is great. I actually need to finish the body ribbing by tomorrow night. My friend and I are having dinner, and she needs to learn how to do an Italian bind off and how to pick up for the sleeves. So I need to be in a place where I can show her that. So I need to get through my ribbing. But I think it'll be fine. And yeah, it's so pretty. Like, I'm so excited to wear this. The fabric's so nice. I can't believe I waited so long to make this project because so many people talk about how amazing it is, and it is. It's so fun to see the way the colors work together. So the colors I'm using are 3 yarns. This is what the pattern calls for, is you hold 3 yarns together most of the time. My friend's holding 2 yarns together, but typically you hold 2 fingering weights and a lace weight together. And so I'm holding, I'll just show you the balls. I have my first color. This is an L&T color. So at Explorer Knits and Fibers, where I work, we, have skeins that are not dyed correctly. Something, there's dye breaks or there's big white spots or something just wasn't up to the standards to where we want to sell it for full price. And so we'll put them in our L&T room, which is where skeins are that aren't perfect, but are still beautiful and great. And so both of my skeins are from that room, but this is the colorway in Bloom. It's an L&T skein, but it's still beautiful. Here, I'm gonna try to get it to focus on it. Yeah, so those are kind of the colors of it. It's beautiful. I love it. And this is in our cashmere sock base, which is so soft. I've never knit with it before, and I love it. So I have In Bloom. And then again, this is from the L&T room, but this is the colorway Gaudi, and this is the Denali sock base, and it is also a really nice base. It's like a traditional sock yarn base. And yeah, the way these colors mix together is amazing. And then for the ribbing, I'm switching to not working with Suri just because I don't have that much of my Suri. But for the body and the sleeves, I'm holding it with this colorway, which this is called Fuzzy Blanket. It is by Poppy and Spruce Fibers, and it is her Dandelion Suri base. And so yeah, the 3 of these together are making just the best fabric. It's so fun. It's so it's nice because the 2 tonals kind of tone down the variegated, but there's still a lot of, I don't know, there's just a lot of color texture happening, and I'm really excited to wear this one, and I'm really excited to get to model my doppio with my friends. That's so fun that we're gonna have 3 matching sweaters, and we're planning a camping trip in September, and we're all we have to bring our doppios and wear them around the campfire or something. And yeah, it's gonna be really cute. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so that's the doppio. And then my final whip, which, can we acknowledge it's crazy that I have 4 whips right now? That's a lot for me. Normally I have 1, and I'm pretty actively working on 3 of them at the same time. That's a lot for me. I know that's not crazy for other people, but if you've been here, this is kind of crazy for me. And so this is my final whip. It is it's not going to be the best to show you because it's a lace sock, but that's pretty good. Here she is in all her glory. This is the Cozy Autumn sock by This Handmade Life. It's a free pattern. It's an awesome pattern. I've knit it before, actually, as a sample knit. So I'm excited to be working on it again. And it's so pretty. It's so nice. So yeah, it's beautiful. The yarn I'm using is so nice. I got it not at Flock, but while I was in Seattle. Before Flock, I went to Bainbridge Island, which is where La Mercerie is, and the Lamb and Kid, which I also went to. But at La Mercerie, I picked up this skein, and one other I'll show you, but this yarn is here. Here she is. Oh my gosh, I have to cover my face. I feel like a real YouTuber when I do that. Yeah. This is a skein by ZeeZee Textiles. It is her silk sock base, which is so nice to work with. I've really been wanting to try silk sock yarns. So instead of the nylon, it's like 85%, I think it's still superwash. It's 85% superwash merino, I believe, and then 15% silk instead of that nylon. And so they feel so nice. They have this beautiful shine to them. It's very luxurious to knit with. It's going to feel wonderful on my feet, and I'm really interested to see how they wear compared to a nylon sock, because I would love to be able to use the most natural materials I can. Like, that's kind of something I care about in my knitting, and so would be excited if silk sock bases are as durable as a nylon sock. So yeah, but it's so fun. Since I'm starting school, I am taking the bus to school, and so I have about 30 minutes of bus time there and back, and so an hour each day that I go to school. So I'm kind of saving sock knitting time for the bus. So, you know, I'm not really picking this up every night. You'll see that socks are going to take me longer to knit, but I think I'm going to knit them more often because I'm always going to want either a sock or a hat or something small I can throw in my school bag on the needles. So yeah, there we go. They're so pretty. So yep, those are my WIPS. So I have a lot of acquisitions. I know that not everyone likes to see acquisitions. It's because I was at Flock. I went to Flock. It's, you know, you buy things there. So before acquisitions, I think I want to tell you about Flock, and just kind of talk about my experience there so that people who would like to click off can. No hard feelings about that. I get it. So let me talk about Flock really quick, because I think like a lot of people, you know, it's something that it's such a privilege to get to go to. Like, Seattle's an expensive city. It's, you know, for a lot of people traveling, if you're out of the country, it's even more. So I'm so grateful that I was able to go. It was so fun. I went with my mom, which was also so fun. Like, it was really great. She'd never been to Seattle before, so we went for 5 days and did, you know, like Pike Market, and went to Bainbridge, and we did like a tour of the locks, which is like how you go from the Union Lake to Elliott Bay. And so that was really cool, and like, yeah, we just had a great time. Went to a lot of different restaurants, did all of that, did all the fun, amazing Seattle things in addition to Flock. And Flock was so amazing to be there. It was overwhelming. Also, as I mentioned, we went to Bainbridge the day before Flock, and that was super fun. At Bainbridge, there's 2 yarn stores. There's La Mercerie and there is the Lamb Kit. A lot of knitters had the same idea as us, so the island kind of felt like full of knitters. I actually saw Andrea Mowry on the ferry to Bainbridge Island, which was amazing. Like, that was so cool that she was just there. And I'd heard from my coworkers who were there working that like the day before they'd seen Sari Nordland on Bainbridge, and like, it was very cool the amount of famous knitters there were just around. It was so fun. Like, I kept also seeing just people knitting and people, you know, with hand makes like throughout Seattle. Like, it really felt like knitters took over Seattle for the weekend, and it was so fun. On Bainbridge, I got recognized by a few people. A few people came up to me and said they watch. And so if you're one of those people that came up to me, thank you so much. Like, that was amazing. Very overwhelming to be recognized, very like exciting, but also makes me nervous. But I really appreciate everyone that did say hi. Like, that is so nice and fulfilling. It's easy to forget that there are real people watching. So it's really fun to actually get to meet real people. So thank you so much for saying hi if you said hi. I really appreciate all of you. And so that was really surreal. And like, Bainbridge was just amazing, getting to see La Mercerie and just getting to be surrounded by knitters when, like, in my real life, I don't really have that many people around me that knit. Like, I do work at Explorer Knits, so my coworkers mostly knit, but still, it's like, it's not as often that you see people that are excited about yarn and knitting in the same way as you. And so it was like really fun to just be around those people, and to see so many of them and feel like, oh wow, this isn't like a niche little hobby. Like there's so many of us. So that was really awesome. And then the next day was flock. So Friday I went to Bainbridge. Flock was Saturday and Sunday. There were also classes for flock on Friday, but I didn't take any classes while I was there. They sold out really quickly. So flock was amazing. On Saturday we got there at like 9:30. There's already a line, like a crazy line, to get in because it opened at 10. And so the line went really quickly though. It was really easy to get in. Everyone was really kind and, you know, lined up, was chill, waiting in line. We all brought our knitting, so whatever, we can wait in line. And then got in, you know, to all the booths I wanted to. I like was kind of crazy and made a whole map of like everything I wanted to see and like the main vendors that I wanted to go to first because I was worried things might sell out with them. So I had our map, went through. I was with my mom, so we went through everything, and then we kind of just started looking around at other stuff, and it was really fun. I was wearing my spilled soup sweater, which here's a picture of the soup sweater, and a lot of people asked me about it and wanted to knit it themselves, and so that was really nice. That was really affirming that like people like a design that I'd made, and so that was lovely. I really appreciate everyone that was interested in the sweater as well. A few people said hello to me again, have watched me at some point, so that was also, it's always so nice. It's overwhelming, but it's lovely. So yeah, that was fun, and then got to chat to a lot of different vendors, which was amazing. Like it's so fun to see people passionate about knitting and yarn and get to like meet people behind these businesses that I love and support online, but get to actually see them in person was awesome. It was incredibly overwhelming, I will say. There's over 100 booths. There's a bunch of people walking around. Everyone, you know, has big bags because they're buying yarn. The first 2 hours, you also had to wear a mask, and I haven't worn a mask in a while, and I get hot very easily, and I get pretty overstimulated quite easily. And so wearing the mask, carrying the bag, wearing a sweater, talking to people, navigating people, like trying to keep track of my mom as well, being there with someone else, it was a lot. I did have to like kind of take a break and sit outside for a while, and we went back in and did a little bit more shopping, but then by about 2 p.m. we were beat. We were like done. I really enjoyed it still. Like I still had a great time, but yeah, we were done by about 2. So then we ended up getting lunch, just ending the day there, kind of having a really nice evening. And then the next day we went back, and it was much chiller on Sunday. If you do get overstimulated easily, if you're worried about being overwhelmed at something like that, I highly suggest going on Sunday instead of Saturday. They're going to be sold out of some stuff. A lot of the vendors were sold out of stuff by Sunday, but if you don't care about like getting certain things and you'd rather have like a calmer experience, Sunday was definitely the way to go, and it was really great. I got to chat to my coworkers who were there a lot more. Explore Knits did have a booth, so I got to talk to them a little bit, hear their experience, and got to talk to a few more vendors, which was really awesome. So yeah, Flock was a great experience. I will show you my purchases now. Okay, so moving on to purchases, and sorry, my external monitor did die, so we're working with the front-facing camera now. So my apologies, the quality's probably gone down a little, but I figured I wanted to just keep going while I was in it. So let's talk about it. First of all, I do want to show you, I did make quite a lot of stitch markers before I went to Flock. And so I ordered beads just off of Etsy. I found a bead supplier and just kind of went down a rabbit hole of different cute little beads and charms, and so ended up making a lot of stitch markers. And so I've really been enjoying it. I'm trying to grab them all out because there's a lot of them. Yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I really like when I sample knit, or like, I don't know, I end up mailing things a lot. when I'm sample knitting something, you know, I have to send back the project or communicating with someone knitwise. And I wish I'd brought a bunch of stitch markers to Flock because it would have been really fun to give them out, but I didn't. But yeah, just I end up communicating with people and end up wanting to include a stitch marker. So I make a ton for myself, but I do try to give a bunch away. And so I was kind of low on fun little charms and so got some more. So here's my pile of little stitch markers. I'll rapid fire them because you don't need to see them all. But this is a fig. I have a cat named Fig, so that was a must. A fish, oh my gosh, fish, strawberry, raspberry, egg, ghost. He's got a little face. Can you see the face? Ghost. This is a fun little dangly with a bunch of different things. There's a heart and then just a bunch of little seed beads. Stars. Like 4-leaf clover kind of flower things. Little clover. Tulip. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, they won't stop moving. Tulip. This is like a lily of the valley, I think. And pink fish. And then a cowboy boot. So yeah, I made a bunch of those. I have a couple others that I made that are like on projects or I've already kind of misplaced them. But yeah, I made all those, which was really fun. I can link where I bought all the charms from. And then the clasps, these are called, I think they're just earring clasps. I just searched like hoop earring clasps and got these on Amazon like 2 years ago, and I've just slowly been working through the pack of them. You can get them on Etsy too, or like most bead suppliers will also sell them. And they're great for stitch markers because you can put them, you know, on the needle. They're circular, so they fit on most needle sizes. But then you can also clip it to your work if you want more of a progress keeper. So yeah, highly recommend these. They're very good. Okay, and then getting into Flock. Oh wait, I have one other thing. So, my friend that is learning to knit is also slowly falling down the rabbit hole of fun knit accessories, and so she bought some stitch markers and got me some too. So she got a little fat sheep, which is so cute, and then this little squirrel, which is so cute. And she also got me a snail, but that is in a project. So there we go. Okay, so then Flock happened. I showed you the Zorn's palette skein from ZeeZee Textiles. I don't know if I ever said the colorway. Sorry. I don't know, maybe I already said this, but this is the colorway Zorn's palette from ZeeZee Textiles in the silk sock base. So I got that, and then I also got this skein when I was on Bainbridge Island at La Mercerie. And so this is my first time buying La Anime. I'm really excited to work with it. It's really soft, which is a Parisian hand-dyed yarn brand. And this is the Merino Twist base. It has really great yardage. It's 425 meters per 100 grams, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And the colorway is Autumn Hydrangeas, which is a La Mercerie exclusive colorway, which is why I wanted it, because can't get this anywhere else, and it's really up my alley. It's a beautiful colorway. I love all the speckles. I love the tonal pink. I think it's just beautiful. So I'm really excited to work with this once I do. It's definitely going to be a pair of socks. I also, while I was on Bainbridge at La Mercerie, they had a great button selection. They had just so many different buttons. So I ended up buying 4 different kinds of buttons. I got a few of these, which have cute little flowers on them. I got these just pink ones, which are super cute, super simple. I got a set of these ones with the little black scallop. And then I got some of these ones with daisies. So super cute, super fun. Yeah, so that was Bainbridge. And then at Flock, there's not really a great way to show you this. I guess I'll start with yarn. I bought some fiber too, but yeah, let's break it down by category. So, oh my gosh, Kepler My cat was playing with some of these and he untwisted one. But so let's see. Yeah, first I did get this yarn, which this is Ritual Dyes. This is their worsted base. It's called Elder. It's a light worsted in the colorway Smoke, and I got it to work with these. So I'm gonna make a Lumi pullover with, you know, my hand spun as the contrast color and this base as the main color. So I'm really excited about it. Ritual Dyes was there in person, which was lovely to see them, get to see their stuff, because they're very nice hand dyer. And yeah, I think these are going to work together beautifully. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that was like my biggest single purchase of 4 skeins. These were $35 a skein. And then let's see, then I went, these are not in order, I'm just grabbing yarn. But then I also did get some Spin Cycle. These are 2 skeins of 200 yards each. It is superwash. It's their sport weight from Spin Cycle. It is the dyed in the wool base, so they dye the fiber and then spin it into yarn, and so you get really fun, crazy things that looks like hand spun yarn, but it's very, you know, consistently spun because the machine's doing it, not a person, I believe. I don't really know their full process, but this is in the color Verba Volant, and yeah, it's really pretty. This is enough to make a Autumn Alpine with this as the contrast color, so I think I'll probably do that, but I need a main color, so we'll see when that happens. But I think it's really pretty, and it was my first time seeing Spin Cycle in person, and knew I wanted to get some of it, so there's that. Then let's see, then I went to Red Door Fibers, which it was so nice to meet Kate. She was so lovely. She's really great friends with Allie from Explore Knits, where I work, and so I've heard a lot about her before, but it was lovely to get to meet her. She was just so sweet. And so I just got this 1 skein. I did get one for my mom too for her birthday. She already knows about that if she's watching. She was there. But yeah, I got this 1 skein for myself. It is called Imagine Being Loved by Me, which is from a Hosier song. It's from the song Talk, which is one of my favorite Hosier songs. So I had to get the skein. It's so pretty. It's going to be socks. It's got like some fun speckles of dark green and then, you know, the light blue. It's so pretty. So that was really fun. I also went to Superglow and had a really good time at the Superglow booth. I'd never seen them in person. So that was really exciting. I, at Superglow, got these 2 skeins, which these are lace boucle. There's a leaf on it. So this, it's pretty thin, but it's also got so much fluff that they were telling me you can work this up to a bulky weight and you get 656 yards per 100 grams. So I'm thinking I'll probably make like a cumulus blouse or something other, some other really simple top out of this. That's like kind of made for mohair. And I'll have more than enough with 2 of these. Like this is over 1,200 yards. It's amazing. Like this is very, very, yeah, it's over 1,300 yards even. This is very knitting friendly because you only need, at least I, for my size, only need 2 to make a sweater, which is awesome. And it's from their La Fufu collection, which is inspired by Labubus. And this is the color Loyalty. And they're so fun and bright. I never knit with these bright colors, but I've been feeling more and more inspired to knit with bright colors, so it'll be my first like really bright top. Like I made bright socks, but my first bright t-shirt, top, sweater. So it's going to be really fun, and it is so soft. And I've been wanting to work with like a different kind of boucle. I've worked with the DK weight boucle before. That's a little bit thicker, but I really am excited to work with this. Like that strain's really cool. So I think it'll be fun and cool. So I got that at Superglow. I also got these 2 skeins, which have neon flecks in them. So they're neon tweed. I got this colorway, and then I got 2 of these. Then I think I want to do something stripy with them. Again, probably for socks, although I was thinking maybe I'd make a quilt hat out of them, like an Ambler quilt hat, which I've made before. Here's a picture. but I need to make one again because I made it in the wrong size. So I might do that. I think that could be really fun and bright, but socks are also a really fun choice. So we'll see what I end up doing, but I know that these ones need to be worked together. And then finally, Superglow was doing little blind boxes for the Lafufu collection, and so you got like a mystery skein. You also got some stickers, which I gave to Noah because he has been into Labubus. So there was a sticker of like a Labubu's face, and then one said Labubu's forever. So I gave him those stickers. But this is the skein I got out of my blind box, which was perfect for me. So this is her super sock base. It's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it is very pretty, very pink, which is really fun. Of course, this doesn't have a colorway name. And then I also got a Labubu stitch marker. So that's what a Labubu looks like if you have not seen them. They're funny little guys. So yeah, that was really fun. The Superglow booth was so fun, and it really got me out of my comfort zone when it comes to colorways. Then for yarn, I also got this skein from Ocean Knits. I just thought it was, or Ocean Fibers, sorry. They're out of Oregon as well. It is so freaking soft and just so beautiful. Like, it's such a very, very pastel neon kind of thing. It's called Plankton Mandala. It's their deep current DK base. So it's 80% merino, superwash, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And you get 400, no, the information's wrong. It says it's a 4-ply, but it is a 2-ply. Or maybe it's 4-ply, but it says 437 yards. It's about half of that. It's a DK, so you're getting around 200 something yards. But it is so pretty. I love it. This was one of my only purchases on Sunday. Mostly I bought everything on Saturday, but on Sunday I was feeling this. I was like, well, I need it. And the color it's so nice. So I think this will become a hat at some point. And I'm really excited. I feel like it looks very white on camera, but in person, like, there is a lot of different colors going on. Yeah, it's a little less subtle in person, but still nice and subtle, but still very fun and neon. So perfect for me. I also, Summit and Skein, who I'd never heard of her dyeing before, but she was so lovely, and I went and looked her up on Instagram now. She makes a lot of beautiful, beautiful yarn, but she is a wonderful dyer, and she's walking around handing out free minis. So here's what her logo looks like, and she was handing these out. So this is a beautiful colorway. It's called Avocado. It's the first trial of Avocado, so it might be slightly different when it actually comes out. But it's her 80-20 merino nylon base. There's 79 yards in this guy, and she hand dyes in Ketchikan, Alaska, which is so fun. I was actually in Alaska last year, and yeah, it's beautiful. Like, I'm really excited about this skein. I think it's great. So cute. I was thinking actually that these two might play really well together, like contrast heel and cuff. Yeah, in this would look really nice with this. I don't know, like, these greens are kind of similar. Maybe. I don't know. I thought those might be nice together, or honestly, like, it might be really nice with autumn hydrangeas. So it plays really well with a lot of different things. So it's so nice of her to give me one. She was giving a lot of people one. And she wanted to take a picture with me in my soup sweater. She was so lovely. So yeah, that was great. And then my final yarn purchase was these 3 skeins from the Scranton Stitcher. She had a lot of different minis, which was awesome. I thought that these played really well together and would be really great for color work. So just grabbed these guys, and I'm really excited to work with them in the future. I think just having minis for socks is always really great for me in solid colors, because I just like to play with color work in socks. So yeah, they don't have names. They were just minis available, but they are her fingering base, and so they have some nylon in them, and then otherwise it's superwash merino, and they feel great. So that's the yarn I got. I did get some fiber. I got some fiber. We're almost there, I promise. So I got 2 braids of Witchfire Fibers flock exclusive colorway. So this is called Market Bouquet. I got 2 of them. It's a heathered merino base, so it's 100% merino, and it's about 4 ounces. And it's beautiful. Like, the colorway is beautiful. She had this in yarn as well, and the yarn was so pretty, but I wanted it in fiber, and I think that I'm going to spin these up and try to spin them at a sport weight so that I can make a pressed flowers cardigan with this as like the contrast color. So that's that guy. I also got a skein from, or a braid from Yarn Jam. It was the color Dried Flowers. It is a Shiniko yarn, or Shiniko fiber, which has some rambouillet and then some merino in it, and it is so soft. I'm already spinning it, so this is only half of it, but you can kind of see the different colorways in it. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's so nice to work with. It is so soft. Like, I'm really excited to have this one done. I think I might make a hat. I don't know, there's only one braid of it, so I think a hat would be great. But we shall see, we shall consider once it's done. I'm just enjoying spinning it. So there's that guy. I'd never heard of Kira Wiggins before, but really loved her stuff, really loved her booth. She had yarn too, but her fiber was amazing. So I got this braid first, which was exclusive to Flock. It's called Leo Season. It's 100, and the base is 100% blue faced or 70% blue faced Leicester BFL, and then 30% Tussa silk, and it is really cool. I'm really excited to spin it. I think it's going to be a very interesting process with these like bits. So that's going to be really interesting. I've never worked with silk like this in a spin, so I think it's going to be fun. And I loved the like bright colors within just a nice pink neutrally base. So got that from her. Then I also got these 2, which I'm gonna ply these together. I think that is gonna be really nice. I actually first bought just this guy and then came back later to buy another one to ply with, because I just wanted enough of it to make something really beautiful. This is so luxurious. It is called Cashmere, that's the base. It's 50% Shetland wool, 25% cashmere, 15% Tussa silk, 7% merino, and 3% stellina. So it's got those sparklies, and the colorway is Tusk, and so it's so beautiful, and I really wish you could feel it through the screen. It is so soft. And then this one is the same base, and it is in the colorway Hound. And yeah, I think like a fun ply with these 2 will be so cool. And then I don't know, I might have enough for like a slip over, and I think that could be really fun. So we'll see. You know, I'll have about 200 grams once I'm done. These are both 4 ounces. Or no, they're both 100 grams. So yeah, I'll have 200 grams of yarn once I'm done. So yeah, we'll see. I feel like I need to land on a pattern before I start spinning, because I want to know what weight I should do, and just want it to be like absolutely perfect, because it's so luxurious, it's so beautiful. So I have to do some thinking on this. So that was my fiber. And then finally, I have a few tiny things. We're almost done, I promise. First of all, I got these tags from, oh my gosh, a brand. I'll have the information, but I just got 3 tags. They say, this one says squish me, sorry it's backwards. This one says I knit this, and this one's just got little animals on it. So I got those, which was super fun. And then I also got some stitch markers and some earrings. I was obsessed with the booth Reiko & Co. I knew I would be. I talked about it already on here, actually, about her booth. She makes a lot of fun beaded stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got it all. So first of all, my earrings. Here, I'll take one off. I got duck charms, which I could make stitch markers too, but I got 2 of them to put on earrings. So mallard ducks, I got 2 of those, and they're so fun as little earrings. I love having duck earrings. So I got the duck earrings. Then I also got these earrings, which are supposed to look kind of like granny squares, and they're so pretty. I've worn them a bunch and gotten a lot of compliments. And then I got a bunch of mystery charms, and so I got toast and a domino. And so they're so fun. I really thoroughly enjoyed that booth. And then there was one other booth I went to that I got stitch markers at. Cannot remember the name of the booth. My mom also bought the stuff, so I don't think I'd be able to find it. But I got a carrot and a little magic ball with, like, you can shake it and there's glitter in it. So yeah, that was really fun. I'm really excited about everything I got. I think it's gonna keep me busy for quite a while. It better. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Flock. I thoroughly enjoyed getting to meet everyone, and thoroughly will not be buying yarn for the rest of the year because I have a lot to work with and I spent a lot. Oh, I also finally, my mom got me these for last Christmas. My Christmas bin of like all my Christmas decorations, a snow globe broke in it, and everything in the bin then molded, like all of my ornaments. I had to throw basically everything away, and so I've been trying to kind of rebuild my Christmas decor. And so as part of that, my mom got me these sheep that I'm gonna make into ornaments. They had ornaments of sheep, but they were a lot bigger, and I kind of like the little ones. So I'm gonna turn these guys into ornaments and enjoy that. They were from a Handspun Hope. So yeah, that is my Flock haul. A little crazy, but really enjoyed my time there. So there we go. Okay, I do have some inspirations. First of all, this sweater by Trin Aniel, or Annalie. It's not out yet. She's collaborating with Darurum Natura. I'm sorry. Darurum Natura. It's Ulissa and Bernice are the yarns, and I just think the sweater is so pretty. I'm really excited for it to come out. I think it's like the geometric nature of it, and her color choices are just so fun. So I really love that sweater, and I'm eyeing the release of it. My other inspo is just this crochet granny square cushion. I've really been into crochet lately. I think I might need to start a crochet project. So I really love this flower one. I think it's a really fun way to use up minis, especially, so in scraps generally. So I kind of want to start some sort of crochet blanket or cushion like this. And this one with all the bright colors really just sparked my name. It was by Yarn and Knit. I don't think it was a pattern. Yeah, there's no pattern for it. I think she, knew how to make the granny square and then just made them. Which is also really fun. I like that you can do that a little bit more with crochet. So those are my inspirations. On bingo, I have no updates. I've been trying to do knitting bingo, but nothing has really happened for me yet. I'm close on a few squares. I'm getting close to saying I collaborated on the design. I did work with Salty Blonde on the Spilled Soup sweater. She'll have kits when it is out. And so that has been great, but I don't feel like I can claim that yet because the design has not come out. I also am close to releasing 2 designs because Spilled Soup is in the testing period, but it's not out yet. Knitting with a new fiber. Once I knit with my hand spun, that is Rainbow Lay. I've never worked with Rainbow Lay, so I'm close to that. And then making a sweater from my hand spun, I'm also close to that. So we're getting close on some bingo squares, but we're not there yet. And then finally, I wanted to give some updates about this channel and about where my life is. So I've kind of mentioned a few times I'm starting school. I start next week. I had my orientation on Friday, actually. It went really well. I'm really excited. But I'm also going to be really busy. I'm continuing to work at Explorer Knits, so I'm working 20 hours there, and then PhD student, and I'm also going to be a TA for some classes. So I'm going to be really busy. So I've been thinking that I'm probably going to go down to posting about twice a month. You've kind of already seen that from me. I have been busy this summer. Like, I was at a wedding last week, I was in Flock. So things have kind of already come up to make me busy. So I've been posting less. And I also really want to keep this space as like not feeling like an obligation. I want to show up here excited. And so I think that the best way for me to show up excited is to not force myself to keep a regular schedule. So I'm trying to post about twice a month. You may see me more, you may see me less sometimes, depending on like what's going on in the other areas of my life, because there's just so much to balance. But yeah, I think that that is going to be the best for me and the best for the content I make, and make sure it's, you know, genuine and exciting and excitable. Like I care about it. So I think that's going to be great. I'm sorry, you'll see me a little less, but hopefully when you do see me, it's more engaging, more exciting. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm like nervous about school. So if you have gone through a PhD program, I'd really love your tips, your advice, anything, because I am feeling it's drastically different. You know, I've gotten my master's, I've done that, but the dissertation is going to be really interesting. So I'm excited to go through it. I also am just nervous about the workload, nervous about managing my own time a little bit more as well. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully I still have time for knitting. I'm really trying to make that time for myself because it is important to me. So, okay. That is my life update though, and the channel update. So sorry you'll see me a little less, but I hope you understand. And I am going to be so excited to show up here when I do. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I think this is really long. Looking now, I'm almost 30 minutes into my second clip. So thanks for sticking around. I hope you got a lot of knitting done. And I will see you again soon. I hope that you are having a great day wherever you are, whatever time it is. And yes, I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.